Okay, so every modern business faces the exact same challenge. How do you actually communicate with your customers right inside your app or on your website? Well, the tech giants, Amazon and Microsoft, they have come up with two very different answers to that question, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Right. Before we jump into the specifics, we need to understand the world these services live in. The whole space has a name. It's called CPaaS, which stands for Communications Platform as a Service. Now, the best way to think about it is like a box of high-tech Legos for developers. Instead of having to build a whole communication network from scratch, which is, incredibly complex, they can just grab these pre-built pieces to plug things like video calls, SMS alerts, or live chat directly into the apps they're already building. So that brings us to the main event, right? In one corner, you've got the absolute behemoth of retail and cloud, Amazon. And in the other corner, the titan of enterprise software, Microsoft. How do they each approach this CPaaS world? Well, as you're about to see, they started from two completely different philosophical places. Let's kick things off with Amazon. Their solution, called Amazon Pinpoint, wasn't just built to, send a simple text message. No, no, no. It was designed from the get-go to be this full-blown customer engagement engine. It was really built with the marketing team in mind. The entire philosophy behind Pinpoint was all about deeply understanding how your users behave. It's a tool that helps you answer those absolutely crucial marketing questions. Who are my most active users? What kind of message is actually going to resonate with them? And what is the perfect moment to send it to get them to take action? It was built for orchestrating these huge, complex communication strategies. And this right here perfectly illustrates one of its most powerful ideas, journeys. Look, this isn't just about sending a one-off message blast. A journey is a completely automated, multi-step workflow. So imagine this, a user signs up, and bam, they automatically get a welcome email. If they click a link in that email, maybe you wait 3 days and send a follow-up push notification. But if they don't click, maybe you send them an SMS reminder instead. It's this super sophisticated visual way to build out entire engagement campaigns from start to finish. And you can really see that marketing-first DNA when you look at its core features. You're talking about deep audience segmentation, those automated journeys we just saw, A/B testing to figure out which message actually works better, incredibly detailed analytics, the whole shebang. And of course, you could deliver all this across multiple channels: email, SMS, push notifications, even voice. It was a complete suite for data-driven marketing. Okay, now let's switch gears completely and look at Microsoft. They came at this problem from a totally different angle with Azure Communication Services, or ACS for short. This was not built for marketers. This was built from the ground up for developers. Yeah, ACS is all about providing the raw communication APIs and SDKs. The goal isn't to give you some fancy interface to build marketing campaigns. The goal is to give developers the fundamental building blocks. We're talking voice, video, chat, and SMS, so they can embed rich, real-time communication directly into their own custom applications. Think about adding a one-on-one video consultation feature right into a telehealth app, or putting live chat support into an e-commerce site. That's the world ACS was built for. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. ACS has a secret weapon. It's built on the exact same secure, global, and seriously battle-tested infrastructure that powers Microsoft Teams. Think about that. We're talking about a platform that handles billions of minutes of communication every single day. So when a developer uses ACS, they're not just getting some API. They are tapping into that massive scale and enterprise-grade security that companies all over the world already trust for their most critical conversations. All right, so we have these two totally different philosophies. How do these services actually stack up against each other? Let's break it down side by side. This table just lays it all out, doesn't it? You can see Pinpoint's whole world was marketing and customer engagement, aimed at both marketers and the developers who support them. It came packed with campaign management tools like A/B testing and journeys. And then you look over at ACS, and it's just laser-focused on real-time, in-app communication, purely for developers. It deliberately skips all that campaign management stuff. Even their channels tell the story. Pinpoint was all about email and push, while ACS focused on voice, video, and chat. And for a while, that's pretty much where the story ended. It was a tale of two very different platforms, serving two very different needs. You had one for the marketer and one for the developer. Simple, right? But then came the plot twist. And it's a huge one. In fact, the entire foundation of the comparison we just walked through, well, it's about to get turned completely on its head.
That's right. You heard me correctly. Amazon has officially announced that it is ending support for Amazon Pinpoint as we've known it. To be specific, all of those powerful marketing-focused engagement features are being discontinued. And they've put a hard deadline on it. After October 30th, 2026, those features will just no longer be accessible.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't a rumor. It's a direct quote from Amazon's own official documentation. They are formally sunsetting the service that was built for marketers. So here's the most important part to get your head around. What's going away versus what's staying? All the features that made Pinpoint that engagement engine we talked about, campaigns, journeys, audience segments, the rich analytics, all of that is being discontinued. What's left are the core messaging APIs for SMS, voice, and push, and that part is getting rebranded. It's going to live on under a new name, AWS End User Messaging.
This completely reframes our entire comparison. By stripping away all of those marketing and campaign layers, Amazon is basically pivoting what's left of Pinpoint into a developer-focused messaging service. So it's no longer the engagement engine versus the developer's toolkit. Now it's a messaging toolkit going head-to-head with another messaging toolkit. And this leaves us with a really fascinating question. Amazon's decision feels like a major bet on that developer-led in-app communication model that Microsoft championed from day one with ACS. So as you think about where all this is headed, which vision is going to win out? Is the future of communication all about building it directly and deeply into the user experience, one API at a time? Or is there still a world for those grand, orchestrated campaigns that Pinpoint once championed? The market is clearly speaking, and this story is far from over.